All right, so we all know that real estate prices have gone up a ton over the last several years. So if you're looking to try to buy a home here in the Temecula, California area, right around that $700,000 area, it's really been slim pickings. So if that's going to be your budget, I want to talk to you guys about what areas you really want to focus on, what neighborhoods are going to be your best bet, and where you should really look to try and get the best bang for your buck and get the most for your money. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team here in Temecula, California and Murrieta, California. And this video is about how to find the best home you can here in the city of Temecula for right about $700,000. So, again, we all know pricing's gone, crazy over the last several years. Things are much more expensive than they used to be, right? And right now, the average sales price in the city of Temecula is actually up right over $850,000. So if that's the case, and you're trying to buy a home at $700,000, even though it sounds like a big purchase price, it can really be slim pickings. There's not a lot of great options out there. So there's some pieces of advice that I want to give you guys and what areas to focus on, what neighborhood is really going to be your best bet to try and really maximize that dollar and get the most, the most house that you can, if that's going to be your price point. So, the first thing, if you are liking videos like this, please do me a favor, please hit like, please hit subscribe. So obviously, it helps me, it helps the channel. Obviously, we're trying to continue to grow it. We have videos that are coming out about the Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee area each and every week. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, I would love to hear from you. So you can feel free, you can call, you can text, you can email. You're gonna see all my information either below or at the end of the video. I have people that reach out all the time. So always happy to, help answer any questions that you might have or point you in the right direction. Or of course, myself and my team would love to, help you out with your home search. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, but we'll go ahead and get into the video. So again, we are looking at if you are a home buyer and you want to buy a $700,000 home here in the city of Temecula, kind of what's going to be your best options. So again, we talked about average sales price about $850,000 now. We're going to focus on $700,000. So really the best things to do is there's going to be a handful of neighborhoods that I'm going to mention to you guys, but it really your best bet is looking at homes that are going to be slightly older. So what that means is, the city of Temecula, we started seeing tract homes built really in the late 80s. So probably the first ones I've seen is really the 88, starting in 1988, 1989, and that's going to be kind of the earliest tract homes. And we still have new construction that's finishing up today, right? But your best bet for a lower sales price is going to look at a home that's slightly older. And again, this is really relative compared to what you're used to, right? So for the city of Temecula, these are going to be older homes. But if you're moving from other parts of California, if you're moving from the Bay Area, if you're moving from LA, Orange County, anything like that, most of those homes were built back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, right? So they're not necessarily old homes as far as like their lifespan goes, right? They're just going to be a little bit older than most of the other homes in this area, okay? So, but the pro to that is it's not like we're going to have like plumbing issues or electrical issues or some of these problems that you're going to have in different areas, or like back on the East Coast, right, where you have these really old homes. You're not going to have the same challenges that those real old homes are going to have. So it's going to be relatively newer construction compared to something that's built back in 1930, right? Just a different set of problems. Okay, so for old, you want to start. The big thing is you want to start looking in older homes in Temecula, kind of the original tract homes built anywhere between 1988 to 1993 is really going to be your best bet. The best neighborhoods that really stand out to me when we're looking at those older homes are going to be the Villages. Is a great community. There's actually a couple different locations of the Villages. That's an HOA. There's Rorapah. So Rorapah, again, I believe there's actually no HOA there, but it's a community in Temecula, right in kind of the center of Temecula. There's California Sunset. So that's another community, actually more in South Temecula. There's Rainbow Canyon, which is another community in South Temecula, very close to Pachanga, very close to the casino down that way. So that's in a really good school district. It's also really close to the freeway. And then in general, there's a handful of other neighborhoods really in central Temecula which are right off of, like, if you look at a map, right off of like Margarita Road, right off of Rancho California Road. There's several several communities in there that maybe don't necessarily have like HOA names or anything like that, but they have no HOAs and they have low property taxes. So that's going to be an advantage to all those communities that I just mentioned. Is they're going to be slightly lower on average price point, right? So you can get a little bit more for your money in that $700,000 range. You'll even see some homes starting at the $550,000 price range, 550, 600, 650, 700,000 range. Most of them have no HOA and they all have really low property taxes. So that's going to be a huge advantage for you as a home buyer, right? If you're trying to watch the budget and make sure you get the most that you can for the money. Those are the areas I would start to focus on. Just know that when you are looking at some of those older homes, it's kind of going to be a hodgepodge of what you're going to see. You might see an older home that was built in 1988 and has not been updated at all. It has all original flooring, original carpet sometimes, original windows, original countertops, original cabinets, right? So it might really be a little bit more of a fixer-upper, might need a little bit of love when you move in. Obviously that's going to be a little bit lower price point. Or you will see several that have been really nicely upgraded. Some, maybe in the last 10 years, they've had a remodel done. They have a nice kitchen, they have nice appliances, they have nice flooring, maybe all the windows have been swapped out, right? Or you might see something that has just been flipped, where maybe an investor came in and they bought it and it was an ugly house and they gutted the whole thing and put all new cosmetics. So new windows and kitchens and flooring and countertops and bathrooms and all that type of stuff. So now it looks like a brand new home and it's real modern looking and totally decked out. So you get a little bit of a hodgepodge there. So just know you're gonna have to look at each house individually and kind of see how it looks. Some of the other advantages to those older homes is they tend to have a little bit bigger lots too. So that can be a complaint that people have for these newer construction homes. A builder, when the builder goes in and divides up the lots tend to be a little bit smaller because they're trying to squeeze out every last house they can. The houses that are built back in the late 80s, early 90s, they were a little more generous with the room, right? So you're probably gonna get a little bit more yard space if you go that route as well. From there, the next set of houses that I would really start looking at is the next age group, which is going to be homes that are going to be built between 1994 and 1999. So again, that window, you tend to get homes that have a little bit larger lots, so people are going to like that. A lot of times people like the layouts that those have as well because they have really high ceilings. So you might walk in, you see those, it's a 2-story, you see those really high cathedral ceilings. People tend to like that, make it feel a little bit more open. And so some of the best communities to look at in that range is going to be areas like Vail Ranch, which is located in South Temecula, Paloma del Sol, which is really a great location right off of Murrieta. You have Vintage Hills is another great location right off of Rancho California Road on the verge of wine country. And there's a community called Veranda, which is right in South Temecula as well. So there are several other communities that are kind of similar to those handful that I read out, but that would be my #1 trick, is to really focus on something built from 1988 to, call it 1999, older home. You're going to get a little bit more for your money. You may need to go ahead and do some rehab when you move in, or you may find the right one that's already been updated and that's totally move-in ready for you. But the biggest thing, low or no HOAs and super low taxes, are going to help you get more for your money. So I hope that's good information for you guys. I hope it helps out with the home search. Again, please do me a favor. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and feel free to reach out with any questions. We'd love to help. Talk to you soon. Thanks.